How far would someone go to cover their tracks? When my cousin accused me of theft, I thought the truth would prevail, but it took months of hell before I could prove my innocence. It's unbelievable how quickly your life can unravel when someone decides to weaponize lies. A year ago, I had what I thought was a stable, relatively peaceful life. Now I'm writing this to vent about how my cousin turned my family against me, all over something I didn't do. I have a cousin, Tom, who's been a part of my life since childhood. We weren't super close, but we got along. Tom was always a bit of a troublemaker, but it was the kind of stuff you'd brush off as harmless pranks. I never imagined he'd go so far as to destroy my reputation. It all started when I visited my aunt's house for a family gathering. Everything seemed normal until the next morning, when Tom burst into the room and accused me of stealing $5,000 from his dad's office. I laughed it off at first, thinking it was one of his pranks, but his face told me otherwise. "You know you did it," he said, his voice full of fake indignation. I was stunned. I hadn't even been near the office. I asked him if this was some kind of sick joke, but he doubled down, insisting he saw me sneaking around the night before. When his parents got involved, the situation exploded. My uncle stormed into the room, demanding answers. I kept saying, "I didn't take anything." But Tom played the victim card, claiming he saw me pocket the money. His fake tears were enough to convince them. Here's the kicker: my parents believed him too. They said things like, "Why would Tom lie about this?" and, "Just tell the truth, and we can sort it out." I was furious and heartbroken. I'd never stolen a thing in my life, but no one cared. The next few weeks were a nightmare. My family ostracized me. Every phone call ended in accusations. Every family dinner became a trial. I even lost my job because my uncle spread the rumor to mutual friends that I was a thief. My life was crumbling, and I had no idea how to fix it. I tried to clear my name. I asked for security footage from the office, but conveniently, the cameras weren't working that night. It felt like the universe was against me. Even some of my friends started to distance themselves, unsure of whether to believe me or not. Then one day, I caught a break. My cousin's best friend, Mark, called me out of the blue. "I think you should know," he said. "Tom's been bragging about framing you. He needed cash for some gambling debts, and he thought you'd be the perfect scapegoat." Hearing this was both a relief and a gut punch. I finally had proof, but it came at the cost of realizing how low Tom was willing to go. Mark agreed to testify if it came to that. Armed with this, I confronted my family. I wish I could say they immediately believed me, but no. It took weeks of convincing and showing them Mark's testimony before they finally started to see the cracks in Tom's story. My parents apologized, but it was too little, too late. The damage was done. Tom eventually confessed after being cornered, but he showed no remorse. My uncle gave me a half-hearted apology, and even tried to sweep it under the rug, saying, "Family makes mistakes." Mistakes? Tom almost ruined my life. I've cut ties with Tom and most of my extended family. My parents are trying to mend our relationship, but it's not easy to forget how quickly they turned against me. Trust, once broken, is hard to rebuild. Now I'm focusing on moving forward. I've learned that family doesn't always mean loyalty, and sometimes you have to walk away to protect your peace.